Okay, so at the end of the last video, I gave you this equation, said it was an equation for a sphere, but I wanted to try to get it into standard form. So standard form for a sphere is if I have a center at x naught, y naught, z naught, and a radius of r, I get this. The distance to the center squared is equal to the radius squared. That's what the equation means. So I want to make it look like that. And as I mentioned, we basically have to complete the square here for the y's. Okay. So the basic idea is that if I had y plus some number, I'm just going to write a squared, that would be y plus a times y plus a. When I FOIL that out, I'm going to get y squared plus 2 copies of a times y plus a squared. Okay. Now what I have here is y squared plus 4y. Well, that tells me that that 4 is double whatever number I'm going to be adding to y. Okay. So if 4 is equal to 2a, a would equal 2. In this case, a is positive. If this was a negative 4y, a would be a negative 2. Okay. All right. So then basically this gives me the first 2 terms. It gives me the y squareds and the y's. I need just a number. Well, a squared would be 4, so let's add 4. But we're going to add 4 to both sides of the equation, because of course I can't change one side if I don't also change the other. Okay. So once I've done that, now I've got x squared plus y squared plus 4y plus 4 plus z squared is equal to 6. Well, that's x squared plus the quantity y plus 2 squared plus z squared is equal to 6. So there we've put that into standard form, and I can see the center then is 0, negative 2, 0, and the radius is root 6. Do be careful, the center is not 0, 2, 0, it's 0, negative 2, 0, because what we're squaring here is the difference between the y values of a point on the sphere and a point at the center. So if y is the y value on the sphere, y minus a negative 2 would give me the y plus 2. Okay, excellent. So you'll have some completing the square in the homework. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in these lecture videos reviewing that. Probably most of you are going to be comfortable with that, but probably some of you haven't had to complete the square in a while. So if that's something that you feel at all shaky on, that's a perfect thing to ask about in office hours. Very often in this class, we'll hit some algebra that some of you have done very recently, some of you haven't done for a while. You've all done. It's not super hard, but if you haven't done it in 2 years, you might want to brush up on it. Never be shy about asking about that in office hours. Totally happy to spend time on that. I'm just not going to create a whole lot of videos because I recognize that some people have done this more recently or remember it even if they haven't done it recently, whereas other people might need a bit more of a refresher.